And what's going on YouTube channel? It's Taurus Downey again. Go hard or go home channel. Y'all know how we do it over here. Okay. Today I'm gonna be talking about something that might be like a little controversial to some guys and some people, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like I said, I don't get paid for this. I'm just saying what I'm saying to say. So got me blunt, doggone cigars, and a couple of Heinekens here. So I'm finna go ahead and tell y'all why these divorce laws is doggone fair. And y'all probably ain't gonna like it, but here's the deal. I don't do the cash apps. I don't do the other stuff. The dang on Patreons that send me no money. I do want subscribers. So even if you don't like what I'm saying or whatever, just hit that subscribe button for me if you think that what I'm saying got some realness to it or you want to keep hearing what I'm saying. So with that being said, because all I want is the subscribers. That's it. Don't do the money thing. I'm gonna get into this. Okay. So the divorce laws being fair, okay, they're fair in my opinion, okay. This is why I think that they're fair, okay. Now most of the stuff that I've been doing this for a little bit now, maybe about 6 months, of watching this manosphere stuff and hearing what the stuff that the people are saying. And one of the main complaints tends to be stuff about like child support and divorce laws, which I don't think that people should be complaining about for real. Okay? Now, the reason why I don't think people should be complaining about those for real is this right here. If you watch the manosphere a lot and you listen to a lot of the people in the manosphere that speak, they tell you a lot about men made the country, or men built the world, men made the streets, and men built the buildings you live in. They tell women this all the times. What they don't tend to go over is that men also wrote the laws that women live by, and men live by also. Men wrote these laws. That's why I'm saying they freaking fair. Okay, I'm finna get into this. All right. I had a little hole down there. I had to keep hitting this bitch. But the rules are fair because men wrote them. And I believe myself that men wrote these rules for the reasons that the guys are complaining about. Some guys are not going. Women for one thing are looked at as a commodity by most men. Okay, let's just be honest about that. They're looked at as property almost, and shit like that. So that, I mean, like, I'm not trying to say it in a bad way, but it's just the truth of what it is. Okay, like, this is my girl, and I can do what I want to, but it's my girl. So, and most guys look at this in this way. So I can see the rules being written to, if it's going to be that way, then you're taking on the responsibility of another person. Okay? You adopt this person into your family, into your tribe. That's why they take your last name. Okay? That's why they take your last name. And you promise to look out for this person forever. But then you decide you don't want to do that. So you got to be held to your word. If you really look at it, if you look at the way that the divorce laws are written, or the way they are, it really puts it down to that. Now, the thing about it is, in most of those cases, it's not because you got some women who have had to pay child support, alimony. Hell, I've been a recipient of child support from a woman. I've got my kids had to live with me and get child support. I've done that. Okay, so those laws are not written against men. They're written in a way of protection of society. It's like, okay, say for example, you have you have like with the kids. I got custody of my kids a couple of times because the mothers was jacking up. So I went on ahead and did that, and I got child support from them while I was doing it. And you guys keep trying to say this junk won't work for me, and yes, it will. I'm a living doggone proof of it. That's why I keep saying this shit's fair. It's not written against you. What I come to find out is I also helped a lot of guys through divorces and child support and stuff like that too, and helping with legal issues. I don't know if y'all seen some of my other videos on here. I do a lot of stuff advocating for social security people and veterans and stuff like that. We're trying to get their VA and stuff like that done, taken care of. But what I come to find out is that in most of these cases, the people that get into this stuff don't know what's going on in the first place. They haven't taken the time to sit down and read the rules and understand the things that's going on. So, and they take advice from these people on the internet who are sitting there saying, "Oh, you're gonna get treated like this, you're gonna treat like this." Man, when I wanted to go do this thing with my kids, I had to go across different states and all the other good shit. I had to go on the internet and learn. I couldn't go get no game guru or nobody to tell me this jump. I had to do this jump myself. I had to go. I had to get a hold of my kid. Go to that state, look up their laws, start understanding that junk, and then write to those people and talk to them, and then go up there and talk to them in their courts. And I did that junk. I did all of that junk. The divorce laws are written to protect like a certain sovereignty in that thing. Okay, you're asking this person to come be with you. And you're telling this person you're going to take care of them. And you get held to that until y'all get broke. It gets broke all the way off. Some guys be on that joke and complaining and talking about some, well, the women be doing this and this and this and this and this. But if I'm a man, I'm looking at it from this point of view, I'm be like, well, dude, you chose this girl. It's the same thing like in the manosphere. They tell the women, y'all complaining about this guy, but you chose him. But you chose that. And see, but then you don't want to take responsibility. See, that's the thing of it. It's not about the divorce laws being so unfair. It's about a lot of guys don't really want to take responsibility. That's why the divorce laws are the way they are. Because men wrote those laws. Men wrote those laws. Men wrote those laws. Guys in the manosphere they tell women all the time, and they keep going, and saying, hey, men built the world you live in. And it's the truth. They did, and they wrote the rules that you live by also. These ain't rules that women put into play. It's rules that men put into play, but they did it because women are a hot commodity. And here's the whole deal. The guys in the manosphere, if you let them be in charge of that type of junk, they're going to mess the thing up with women all the way. The rules they crying about was set forward by other men. They were set forward by other men to keep men like this from screwing over the whole thing with women. That's what it is. To me, it's just my opinion now. You might think I'm wrong, but you can drop that in the comments and let me know. I just pay more attention to some things like how like Mary J. Blige got treated when she did her divorce. See, people keep talking about men get took. That woman got took for $30,000 a month for 2 years and had to go back to doggone work. I mean, I'm not feeling no sympathy for her because it's like this right here. When you're the breadwinner, that's what's going to happen. I don't see no sympathy for her the same way I wouldn't feel no sympathy for a man in the same situation. What really happened is that most of these guys, if they really wanted to get the real information on these laws and all these things like that, shouldn't be listening to nobody on the doggone internet. You should be down in the doggone courthouse, because that's what I did. I went down there to the doggone courthouses. I would do it if I had to go online and I had to go to other state, go online in their courthouse, start finding out their junk, figuring out their laws, and then go get my kid and do A, B, and C. But I had to do all of that. Not getting no lawyer and all that other junk. I talked to the lawyers and got lawyers and did the type of junk, but I had to be on some of that myself. And what I'm saying is that most guys don't look at this type of stuff before they get into marriage and stuff anyway. And then they want to blame the system when they could have figured all that junk out before they even got married. And they should have known most of it anyway, because you hear about it in the streets all the time. But the junk is fair. It was written by men, and it was written by men for a certain reason. Because here's the deal. You're going to have some men that go into these relationships and they're going to come out of it and they don't want to take care of what they're supposed to take care of. That's the reason why the rules are so harsh. Now, because women have gained equality and some of them become breadwinners, because the deal is not about the man and no more. It's just the breadwinner. That's why I gave the Mary J. Blige example. And there's more of them that you can give off of that. I should probably find more, because most people are going to be like, oh, that's not exception to the rule. That's exception to the rule as one person. No, that's more of them. It's way more. There's way more people than that. I think guys need to quit their bitching on this doggone manosphere about the divorce laws and the damn child support. That shit comes along with sex with women. And the reason why it comes along with that is because you have people who will not take care of their responsibility. That's why you have these things. Let's remember again that the rules were written by men. Let's remember again that the rules were written by men. Let's remember again that the rules were written by men. People are going to get tired of that junk. But it's what I'm going to be saying on my channel. The rules were written by men. The streets were built by men. The buildings were built by men. The society was built by men. And these laws we live by were written by men. They're going to be they're going to be doing a thumbs down on this video. Probably going to be one of my worst ones, but I don't get paid for this, so it don't really matter anyway. But the deal of it is I'm going to put this out there. Y'all, some of y'all guys need to quit bitching about them doggone laws. You want to get married? Sit down and study jump. I'm thinking about getting married right now. I already told. And these guys who come to my channel, these red pill guys and these pickup artists and stuff, because they don't like what I'm saying and they want to tell me about how much money they got. Here's the deal. And calling me a dusty and saying you got on a doggone do-rag and you smoking a blunt. Well, here's the deal. Okay. Well, all that could be fair and well. But here's what I would tell them. What I'm going to do, and what my fiance is already agreeing to, is they're going to talk to my lawyer before we doggone get married. So here's the whole deal. You got all this money, which is way more than me, since you say that. You got way more money than me. You're so much better than me. Then you need to inflict the things that I'm doing right now and be talking to the legal people and having all this stuff understood before you even get into it. Yeah. You got the money to do it. I'm a broke ass dude. I'm just a broke loser smoking a blunt and a black and mild and drinking a beer and that they don't know what you're talking about. I get it, and I'm all good with that. But the whole deal of it is this right here. Since you got so much money, what you should do is before you get married, sit down with some lawyers and understand exactly what you're doing, because you're rich and you got. I mean, if me with my broke loser self can do it, then anybody else can do it. If I can invoke lawyers and doggone go and do laws across states, then I would think that anybody else could do it, especially the ones who are telling me that they're so much richer than me and I'm such a loser. So, hey, you should be able to do all the stuff that I'd have done. So stop crying about it. Here's the deal. This dating and marriage and all this junk is a contact sport. It's just like football. If you scared to get hit, you need to stay the hell out of the goddamn game. That's the real truth about that. Real talk. If you're scared to get hit, stay out of the game. And quit crying about the rules of it. Because the rules are written by men. The rules are written by men. Once again, the rules are written by men. I'm going to keep saying that the whole time in this video. The rules were written by men. The streets were built by men. The houses were built by men. The society was designed by men. It's the same thing that everybody else is saying, but see, what they don't want to go on to the point of understanding that the guys made the rules too, and they made them rules for a reason. Because you got some people that ain't gonna do the right thing. Those divorce laws keep in check the fact that whoever was the breadwinner, because in this case, and now living in this society now, like I just gave the example about Mary J. Blige, the breadwinner is the person who's going to pay. That might be the woman in these situations. The rules didn't change. It just evolved with time. That's what I'm saying. Even if the woman is an exception to the rule, which is what most guys are gonna say, it still proves that the rule evolved with time. It's the breadwinner who gets knocked on the head. Most guys want to be the breadwinner. So if you want to be the breadwinner, you got to accept the fact that you're going to get knocked on the head if it don't work. This just common sense, y'all. But people don't want to do that. They want to bitch and complain and cry. But that's why I keep saying in my videos, if you want to be the leader, you can't do that. You can't be the bitch. You can't be crying. You got to be the problem solver, not the problem haver. If you want to be the leader. Whenever I listen to these doggone guys talking about all this stuff, they always want to talk about the man being the leader. They always want to talk about the man being in charge. But when you're the leader and you're in charge, you got to be willing to take the hit. And if you ain't willing to take the hit, you don't need to be in charge. You don't want a boss in charge of you at work that's not willing to take the hit. But you want to be in charge of this and not be willing to take the hit. That's why those rules exist. Because there's guys that want to be in charge, but they're not willing to take the hit. That's why there has to be rules to make you take the hit. You see what I'm saying? Most people probably ain't gonna see what I'm saying. You wanted to be the leader. You wanted to be in charge. You said you was a big kahuna, but now you can't do it. That's really what it comes down to. I mean, if anybody can say it ain't fair, well, you let me know. Cause that's fair to me. I think that's fair. And I want to remind you, the rules are written by men. It's gonna take men to change those rules, and the men at the top 10% of this ain't changing the rules. I wouldn't change them. I wouldn't change them because that's gonna mess up stuff between men and women. Because women don't really get no guarantee out of dealing with men at that point, because then you're gonna have these other losers that just want to keep running around doing whatever and ain't gonna provide for families and stuff like that, which you got a lot of that in there too. That's why these rules got to exist. It got to exist. It's got to exist. The reason why it's got to exist is because you have people who ain't gonna do the right thing. That's why it's got to exist. It's why it's fair. So when you get ready to start playing that game, you better start knowing all the rules. And like I said, you better sit down with your lawyers and stuff. Hey, are these people coming on here telling me, well, if you want to get the attention of people with that is above average earnings, please. I be rolling my eyes and I be like, yeah, right. When I be reading them comments and seeing something that John be like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, You got all that money, but you scared because you can't use the money to make to make the legal situation work for you, but you can't do that. You got so much because most of them rich guys, that's what they do. And then if they get out of the divorce or whatever, they give up the money and do whatever they give the money and go on by their business because they're gonna get some more. I mean, like, I don't know, but to me, them doggone divorce laws is doggone fair. So you might not think that I'm right, and if you don't think I'm right, you go ahead, you drop the comments, you let me know. We talk about different points and we see what's going on with there. But I think the divorce laws are fair. They were written by men who built the country, who built the doggone society, who made the roads, did all the stuff, the same thing that everybody else, the red pill manosphere guys is saying. That's absolutely true. But the deal is, the men made the rules also. They made the laws also. So since you cannot refute that, you must say at some point then that law is fair. If you're going to be a man about it. But y'all drop the comments, let me know what y'all think. This has been Taurus Down, and hit the subscribe button, let me know what y'all think. Go hard or go home. I'm out.